Yeah, because in my mind, he was in Spain and he was waiting for me. But at the time, Spain was for me to kill myself. And as I took my first step, I was wearing a jacket or a hoodie, and I just felt this pull.
Somebody was physically pulling you?
Yeah, physically pulling.
So there was a guy behind you?
It was my psychologist. I was married for about 8 years. Only once I ever called, and that's because both of the girls were ill. That's the only time, and I was alone. But I allowed it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Nkateko Talks Longevity. Can I get a scream? Yes. How's everybody doing in the studio?
Fantastic.
I love having you guys here. So today is going to be a very special show. As you know, we are all about, long life. We want you guys to live long. We're about health, wellness, and just healing, whether it's mental healing, physical healing, spiritual healing. And we're also all about knowledge, getting that empowerment, that brain activation. As you know, we always have our books up on our shelves. And today we decided, why not have one of our guests as the author of the book, Real Life and Business Minds. She's a contributor in one of the chapters of this incredible book. I've read it.
National bestseller.
Love it. It has changed my life. And Liz, you've also read the book.
It's a national bestseller.
National bestseller, Real Life and Business Minds. National bestseller. And we've got one of the authors who's contributed in this book, because it's got how many authors that contributed? 32 authors.
Around 30 years.
So yeah, we are here to celebrate a queen. She's beautiful, brainy, and we'll find out if she's single, gents. She goes by the name of Nkakeko Mashele. How is that for an intro, Nkateko?
Oh my gosh, I don't even have a comeback for that, actually.
I see you blushing.
I don't know what to say after that.
You are so beautiful, girl.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you
love
so
this
much.
because you are making that notion of thinking authors have to be maybe very serious and boring. No, they can be vavavoom. And you.
Very true. I actually almost came here in my all-stars, to be honest with you. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be all. And I was like, no, I think I need to be a girl.
Yes.
Let me be a girl
Give us the
today.
girly thing. Nkateko, I'm all about wellness, and you are also about that, because the book is about wellness of the mind.
Definitely.
And,
The
we're going to
body,
go...
spirit, everything. Yeah.
So let's chat about, let's go straight into this book.
Okay.
I really, really love this book, Real Life and Business Minds. Yeah. What is this title meaning to you, this particular title?
So as you have already mentioned, that there's 32 authors that compiled this book, all right? So what we wanted to do was to not have maybe an academic or a life guide book, So we got 32 different, people from all different walks of life.
Right.
And we talk about everything under the sun.
Yes.
So the real life, you will find real life stories in there.
Okay.
We talk about our lives. You'll find topics about people's childhoods, topics about infertility, topics about depression. So it's basically everything, the imposter syndrome that we go through as individuals. And the business part of it is some of the people talk about business.
Okay.
What it takes for you to actually start a business, the challenges that come with it, the ups, the downs. And so basically we're just talking about life.
Okay.
And the beauty in it is that you don't have to get 32 different books to get life lessons, whether in life or in business. You get one book and you literally get 32 different lessons, 32 different experiences, 32 different views of world, of life, and how people have overcome and got to be where they are in life.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I actually really like about the book, that it's an all-rounder. I just want to show everybody at home that this is the book. We normally have it also on the shelves. You can get yourselves a copy as well. Just holler at us. I see here in the front cover here, it's got, it's about resilience, wisdom. These are the different chapters and topics.
Yeah.
Grief,
Yep.
entrepreneurship, marriage, hope, parenting, manhood, sisterhood, travel, self-identity, poverty, wisdom, and just so much more. Which is your chapter that you decided to tackle in this book?
Shoo. Okay. So my chapter is chapter 21 in the book. And I decided to write about childhood trauma and how it leads to adulthood depression or just depression in general.
Yeah, very important topic.
Right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we find ourselves as adults in situations and you're being diagnosed with depression and anxiety and all these big names, and you're just thinking to yourself, what is this? Or how did I even get here? And very seldom we realize that it actually started off when you had trauma in your childhood.
Right.
Because with my journey started when I was 6 years old.
Okay.
All right. When, after losing my father. But little did I know that experience actually is what made me or got me to make the decisions and to go through the certain things that I went through in my adulthood. All right. From abandonment issues.
Right.
Right? And feeling that you've been abandoned, from, codependency. Right? You get married and now certain things happen in your marriage and you're thinking, okay, but why am I staying for this?
Right.
Or why am I accepting certain things? But not realizing that actually it's more of a spiritual and emotional thing and a mental thing that started from way back. And you couldn't even understand it, or you don't even know what it is.
Because also our parents, they don't know.
Yeah.
They also were dealing with
Definitely.
their own issues, and they were dealing with
100%.
their own issues the best way they knew how to at the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also bear in mind that, with our parents as well, there was no depression or mental well-being, or mental illness, So
In black families.
yes. What do you call it? Depression in isiZulu?
Demons.
Demons, right? And most of us, we grow up from, religious families, from Christian families. And already if you're going through something, that's like mental, they don't recognize it. And already it's like, unamadimon, or she's being attacked by something, not realizing that it's actually an illness. Just because, you don't see me coughing or you don't see the rash on my skin, it's not a physical illness. It's one that's not seen, and that's why it's so not understood. And that's why it's for me, I need to be honest with you, I am very grateful for my mother. As much as she might have not understood what depression is, she was able to trust and still, take me to therapists and doctors who would be able to assist me. But not everybody has that, because they don't know what it is.
So wait, you had depression when you were 6, you say, after your father's passing?
No,
Okay.
not at 6. I lost my father when I was 6. I
Okay.
was 6 when my father passed away. So
What happened to your dad?
So my dad was in a car accident, all right? It was my dad, myself, my brother, my aunt, and my uncle. We were on our way from Etzanin, Elimpopo, from his home and coming to Johannesburg. But at the time, so on our way back, God knows, whatever happened, and we're in a car accident, and he's the only one who passed away.
Gee.
Right? I was 6, my brother was 9. And
So that's where the trauma also started.
that's it, yes. But the trauma started because at that age and back in the days, they would never, you were a child. When you're a child, they don't tell you certain things that happen, right? And they just assume that, umntwana, you know,
Akaboni kahle kwenzakalani.
yes, as a child, don't bother them or don't, confuse them and don't tell them all certain things. So for me, I was always with my dad. My dad was a politician. He would go everywhere. And I was daddy's little girl.
Yeah.
I was always with my father. And then all of a sudden, he's gone. It's like, like I'm always with him. I go with him. I see him all the time. But nobody set me down to say that, Nana, daddy went to heaven or whatever the case might be, because we never had that. There was no gentle parenting then. We never had it.
And your mom at this time?
Right? My mom was also grieving. My mom was there. She was grieving.
Get you.
Right?
Get
So in my head, and to be honest with you, I don't even know if maybe somebody did sit me down or if she had, the capacity to do that. But, and then for me, it was my dad is gone and he left me. And for me, there was no essence of death. He went to heaven or whatever the case might be. For me, ungishiyile.
Yeah.
So that's where the abandonment now comes in. Ukuthi my dad left me. I do everything with this man. How can he just decide
to not come back?
He just decided
to not come back.
So for me, there's no accident.
Ay.
In my mind, there's no sense of, no, it's, there's nobody to blame. Or in my mind, he packed his bags and he left me behind.
So when you guys had the funeral, and I don't know, I'm trying to think of a 6-year-old seeing the coffin and seeing him come home. It didn't make sense still at that time, at that age, at 6, that this is what had happened to make him not be here.
No. And I mean, I was at the funeral. I remember being at the funeral.
Wow.
I remember his casket going down.
But you're too young.
I remember the family being there. And I remember asking questions, but general questions, And
You were too
because
young.
I was also involved in the accident. I survived. So what are you saying that he didn't survive? Everybody else survived it. But my aunt, Patricia's, my brother's here, we're all here. We were all part of this accident. So what are you trying to say?
Ugh, girl.
So it was, for me at the time, it was a matter of,
I get you.
I
get you.
Yeah.
I get
if
where
we're
you
all
come
here,
from.
we were part of it, all of us. So how can you tell me that he died? He's the only one that died from all
And
of us.
it just didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. And him being a politician, and then there was the whole exile thing, and I just thought to myself, maybe he just went into exile. Maybe he just had to go away for a while, and he'll still come back. In my mind,
Yeah.
I believe that he was coming back. I always, even to my adult years, I always imagined him, even when I was at work, and I'd always have these visions where he'd just walk in with bodyguards or, just with people, and we're like, oh, my baby, I'm so sorry I had to go, And I'm like, yeah, daddy's back, and as a child, I would always have these images of him as I was playing outside in the streets, and I just see him walking down from up the hill, coming down. And that's just, it's always how it's been. That's how I always imagined it.
Sure. Nkateko.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I also lost my dad. Please, do we have tissues? Nkateko's. Yeah, also, I know that feeling, but yeah, you had it early with him leaving you, and I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. He was obviously visiting you in dreams. Did you see him a lot in your dreams? As you said, you would see him coming down?
No, it wasn't dreams per se. I would always imagine it.
Oh, you were
Yes.
Oh, jeepers, because you were a baby.
No,
so you were
I was, yes. So I'd be playing in the streets.
pretending.
And then I'd just have this thought in my head that, okay, daddy could just You know, what if I'm just standing here and then daddy comes in? Or maybe I'm at work. I'm working. I'm at work. I'm conscious. It's during the day.
And as an adult,
I'm not as an adult.
you would,
I'm not sleeping. I'm at
Okay.
work. And I'm like,
Daddy
what
comes.
if he just rocked up and I just see him walking through the door?
So you even had those thoughts as an adult.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he is your angel. And his spirit is moving around and it's freely roaming. It's just that the body houses the spirit, but his spirit is still around you. You are aware that he is always with you, right? Did somebody tell you that?
But no, growing up from a Christian family and religion, for me, when a person, ashonile, they're dead. When a person is dead, is dead. They are no more.
Okay.
All right. So that's what I believe. He's gone. And there is no, so all I'm left of him is the memories and the thoughts that I have. So it's difficult for me to imagine him as a spirit.
Okay.
It's very difficult for me to imagine him. So for me, it's like, okay, he was here. He
Yeah.
was a great man and he's resting. It's okay. It's okay.
How did it affect you years later? Like
Ooh.
in terms of even dating? I don't know if you're married now, in terms of, being in that kind of environment of being with someone. How has it still maybe even affected you till today?
Okay, so funny you should ask that because that's actually where I was initially diagnosed with depression because in my teen years, actually when I was in grade 8. In grade 8, I had this notion that my dad is alive. Okay? But he was just like, as I explained, that I thought maybe he was in exile or something, right? But he left me because initially in my mind, he left, so he will come back.
Right.
So there's no sense.
And this was your story.
No, this is my story, and that's it. I'm sticking to it. Okay?
Yeah.
He left.
Right.
But he is going to come back.
One day.
One day.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't know. I'll be lying to you. I don't know how it came about, but I believed that he's in Spain.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this is me in grade 8. It's my first year in high school. He's in Spain and he's waiting for me. Don't ask me why Spain. I have no idea. Till today, actually one of my, in my bucket list, I actually want to go to Spain, but, just to go see
Got you.
what it's like,
Yes. Yagbiza.
Yes, but because in my mind, he was in Spain and he was waiting for me. But at the time, Spain was for me to kill myself.
Sure.
Right?
What do you
So
mean?
I was suicidal.
You wanted to go to Spain
I wanted to go to Spain to go see my dad because he's waiting for me in Spain.
This was your thinking pattern.
This is me now in grade 8.
Okay.
First year in high school.
What age is grade 8 again?
Oh my gosh.
Like 15?
How old are you when you're
15, 14, 15.
Yeah, 14, 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere.
14.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, 14.
Yeah.
14.
14.
Okay.
Yeah, because my daughter's actually 14 this year and she's in grade 8. She's doing great. I don't know how I didn't think of that. But yeah, so this was me now 14.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my dad is waiting for me in Spain. Okay, so I need to go to Spain. But now in my mind, Spain is me having to kill myself so that I can go see him. Yeah.
That's the devil playing tricks on you.
Yeah.
That's the devil
No,
playing
like,
tricks.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. That's his tactics.
Without a doubt.
Obviously, he brings confusion.
Of course.
And he found you
A
had the door
loophole.
opened
Yes.
of
because I always believe
grief,
that.
grief,
and I
which is
believe
what-
that he's coming back. He's
Yes.
waiting for me, which is
part of the book
topics.
of grief.
It's one of the
And it's one of the
topics that
biggest
is
doors the
addressed.
devil uses, grief and fear.
Exactly. Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. So
Thank
that was
God you're still here because he would have taken you.
Yes. No, I was actually twice. The first time I was ready to stab myself. All right.
Nkateko.
And I don't remember who walked in. I was at the house actually, and I don't remember somebody walked in. Whether it was my brother or it was the lady that was helping us clean the house and all of that. But somebody walked in and they just saw me, and that's how they stopped it.
Because you
This-
kept
and-
having these thoughts of having to go
of
and
having to go be with him.
and then that was the only way you could
That's the
go.
only way I can be with him. That's the only way I can be with my father, because I know for a fact that he loved me, and there's no way he would just decide to go and that's the end of it. No, there's no way, So wherever he is, if he's not coming back, then he's waiting for me to come. To him.
Yeah.
That's a trick and a half
Yeah.
of the other.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's waiting for me to come to him. So that was the first attempt. The second one, I don't even remember how actually we got to. My mom took me to a psychologist. I think we had started from a GP, and they referred us to a psychologist. Psychologist referred us to a psychiatrist, and. But before the psychiatrist, I kept going. Like I had weekly sessions.
Okay.
In Joburg CBD with my psychologist. So there was a day when I had decided that this is it. I'm done.
And you were
I'm
how
going to
old?
see that's when I was in grade 8, 14.
Okay.
So I was 14. So after the first attempt, it didn't work. And then this is now the second one, still the same age.
Right.
All right. And I went for my session. I had my therapy session. We spoke. We did everything. I think there was just something that she saw in me that lingered on with her. Because after my session, as per normal, okay, bye, see you next week, all good. I literally, as I walked out the door,
Yeah.
tears just, ran down my face, and I never looked back. I went on. I got to the traffic light. The traffic light, it was green for me, meaning that I could just, I could walk, but I didn't. I just stood there by the curb. Right? I stood by the curb and I waited for it to be red, so that it would then be green for the cars that are going diagonally and
Oh
just
my
go
goodness!
past, right?
Not like
Not
that.
consciously.
Nkateko.
Yeah. And I'm standing there by the curb, tears running down my face. I am not, there's a term that my therapist actually puts, like she says to me, a lot of times things happen to me, but not with me. So I'm not conscious. I'm so detached that I'm not conscious in what's happening with me.
And that's where you're the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because
it's like you're standing from afar, looking at this person, you're like, oh, shame, man. Oh, but you'll be okay.
It's like an out-of-body experience.
Yes. And literally, as it turned red, and mind you, CBD, there's taxis all around. It was the most busiest road. And as I took my first step, I was wearing a jacket or a hoodie, and there was just this, like, literally, I felt I was pulled back by the hood, like by the hoodie,
Yeah.
And I just felt this pull.
Somebody was physically pulling you?
Yeah, physically pulling me.
So there was a guy behind you.
It was my psychologist.
Eh.
So she
I'm
saw.
getting
She knew.
goosebumps.
She saw me, because after that session, it's as though she could feel Uguti.
No, something's wrong.
This
Yeah.
one, something is not good. Yeah. And she followed me.
She was your
followed me.
savior,
Yeah.
your angel.
She followed me. And as I was to take my first step, and she literally pulled me by the head. And she took me by the hand. She put me in her car. And we went to a psychiatrist who immediately admitted me. That was the first time I was ever admitted. And to get treatment. And that's when I was diagnosed with severe depressive episodes and anxiety at 14. And obviously there was suicide in there as well, suicidal attempts. And so that was the first time I was actually diagnosed.
You're the first person I've met that has actually been diagnosed a lot of the times, because I once also thought I had depression. but I diagnose myself. I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah. Because now the social media as well, the social media, there's Google. And so we read these things, we see these things, and we're thinking, but
These
I
are the
match the
symptoms.
symptoms.
Yeah.
And you're like, I've got the symptom, but I feel so withdrawn from people. I just want to be in a dark place. And that's how we actually diagnose ourselves. And we're like, oh my gosh. Because we hear people talk about it now, unlike before. Before it was never even spoken about. It was a taboo thing.
Right. To be depressed, it was
what
like,
is that?
Yes. You're going to
You
embarrass
don't.
us
Yes,
in the
you
family.
can't even talk about that. You cannot talk about that. Right?
But
So,
that's why
yeah.
families would maybe be into alcohol, just to,
Oh,
our
yes.
uncles used to drink a lot because that's what they were drowning because they couldn't really
it's like
express.
because you can't express yourself. Even you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
All you know is that you feel different. You feel pulled to a certain thing that is deemed as negative, that is deemed as bad, that is deemed as something that's just not, it's just not good. And so you want to drown yourself. You go into drugs, you go into alcohol, you go into weed, you go into all sorts of things because you don't understand what's happening with you. And because I don't understand, I'd rather just try to, be in a different world mentally.
Right. That's how people get into addictions.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly how they get into it. So since you grew up also as a Christian, you said, knowing who God is, I'm assuming you also had a relationship with God growing up.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Where was God in your life during these episodes and during your healing journey? Did you reintroduce yourself back to him or did he come back to you? How was the reconnection? Because I can see God now all over you. So where was God in the midst of all of this? Because he's always there.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. Oh my goodness, he is. He is always there.
Yeah.
And I think it took me a while to actually realize that God allows these things to happen. We're always asking, no, God, if
Why
you were
me?
here, why me? And if you were here, I wouldn't have to. But he allows it. Because how else will you know who God is if you're not at your lowest? Yes. If you're not at the pit and he needs to literally pick you with his own hand and say, this is my child. Because a lot of times we do things from our own thinking, from our own mind. And I'm like, but I know this. I went to school. I'm this, I'm that. I'm streetwise. I grew up in Joburg. I'm this. And, and we depend so much on the things that we acquire along the way and not so much so on the creator of the being. Right? And for me, if there's one thing I am ever grateful for, it is my faith. And that is from my mother, right? My dad was also he was, a staunch Christian but he passed away when I was 6. So the only reference that I have is through my mom.
Right.
My mom would pray. My mom would go to church and she would, So for me, obviously going through the things that I went through, I did not see God.
Sure.
I did not see him.
I thought
he left me.
He left you.
He also abandoned me. Like for him allowing all of this to happen, why my dad leaves me, God is not here.
Yeah.
And I always had the thing that had my dad been alive, we wouldn't suffer the way that we're suffering. We wouldn't struggle financially the way that we are. My mom wouldn't go through half the things that she went through.
Sure.
Because so that's for me in my mind, it's like it was all about abandonment. And therefore, because my dad left, God is also leaving me. So there's something wrong with me.
And your other siblings, do you have siblings?
I do. I have an older brother.
So when you were all were you living together in the same
Yes.
house?
Yes, we always have been.
So you
we
thought
grew
the
up
problem
together.
was you.
I'm the problem. And part of my being suicidal was also seeing how my mother struggled with the both of us. And not just financially, but with everything, having to deal with all of this by herself. And so part of me, so my thinking was, so apart from me going to Spain, my thinking was actually, if I were not here and my brother was the only one here that my mom is responsible for, things would be so much easier for her.
The devil really
Yeah.
wanted you out of
Oh,
here.
yes. Oh,
Because
yes.
your purpose is so
Ooh.
big.
Oh, my God.
Your purpose is so strong. He came at all angles.
Yeah, no, I was like, and because I would see my mom there, and like with all the bells and everything, and and she was really struggling, and I was like, this cannot be right. The problem here is me. So if I were to be out of the picture, then she'd only have my brother to take care of. And they'd be okay. They'll hold each other's hand and they'll, And so actually it makes sense. So I had more reason to eliminate myself from the picture, right? Because then they would live a better life.
Tell me, are you familiar with generational curses
Yes, I am.
and stuff like that? Altars?
Yes. Yes.
Did you manage I don't know how old you are now. I don't want to ask you because I know ladies. But did you manage to take a moment to reflect on your lineage and maybe look back as to the people that were here before you?
Yes.
What their sufferings were?
Yeah.
Was there any suicidal thoughts? Was there suicide in the pattern? And things like that, because that's how I was able to diagnose a lot of the troubles I had to go through was through looking at my family line. Did you do that?
So I was when I was admitted at Nkakeko, so part of the program, and you get asked those questions.
Okay.
So yeah. So there's a questionnaire that you need to
Sure, I should
answer.
come work then.
So
Clearly, I know a lot now.
right?
Overqualified.
Wow.
Right? So there's a questionnaire that they ask you, and that's part of how they can diagnose you. Because
Right.
if you don't check out most of those things as well, then
Yeah.
So I was asked, but I think the difficulty in that is that nobody wants to talk about mental illness.
That's a thing. And no one wants to talk about
Nobody wants to talk
these
about that.
things in our families.
Nobody wants to talk about them
And witchcraft.
seeming like unstable, because that would mean that you're unstable.
Right.
And now that will now affect me. Like next time I do something, that people are going to assume that, oh no, uyahlanya vele.
Yeah, one.
You know what I mean?
Community
So
stigmas.
yes, all right, because there's that stigma that it means that you're crazy. There's something wrong with you. So nobody wants to talk about mental illness. So it's very difficult, and you're very lucky if you'll find someone in your family who'll be like, oh, actually, I went through something
same.
similar. Or actually, I once thought of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So you never got to find
So,
out because
no.
no one speaks that if they
No.
were ever suicidal.
No.
Sure.
Yeah.
No. But you do get asked these questions. But now, off late, that's when I'm like, and since the book, and, family reading the book and everything, and they were like I'll get a relative who'd be like, oh, actually, I'm going through this.
What?
Only now that they read, and because I've now opened up.
Yes, because
You know,
you
to
see
say
why
that.
your
Yeah.
purpose was so strong and so necessary. This is your purpose, to be able to be transparent about your experiences, because we live in a world where people like to have masks on and pretend like they've never gone through hurdles, adversity, they've never experienced pain. Picture perfect Instagram pictures. And that's not reality of life. There are people that need to step up and share their stories. And you are one of those people. And that's how you are healing others, by your testimony of how God has saved you and what you went through, the attacks, the pain, and how you've recovered.
Yeah.
So how did you find your healing? Was it through the center that you were at, the depression? What is it called? The place where you get healing?
I guess so.
I guess so.
Yes, I
Is
guess
that
so.
where you
That's
got your healing?
Sure. That's a tough one. What you're talking about just now, that's very difficult. And before I answer this part of the healing, and you're talking about purpose, I've struggled with that for the longest of times.
Okay.
For the longest of times, you know. And I think it still dates back to me feeling that I shouldn't be here type of thing.
You still feel like that?
You know, no, I'm saying like the struggle started with that. The struggle came with really there is no, it's now when you're talking about such, you're like, this is where your purpose lies in. Where, you know, it's only
Overcoming.
yes, you know, but as a person, I could never really think of it that way.
I get you.
Right? I don't have purpose. I would think that I don't have purpose.
Sure.
I struggled for the longest of time knowing, and I would constantly ask God, why am I here? What do you want me to do?
Yeah, he wanted you to write this. He wanted you to co-author this book and be one of the 32 authors and contribute your story.
Oh,
Because
yes.
lives.
this book is all 32 of you with your different backgrounds, different stories, different
yes.
understandings, different topics. And yours, who could have been better to write about childhood trauma and depression? Now that I know your story.
Yeah. Now that you say that, it's like, oh, okay. Okay.
Is it making sense?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Now let's talk about how did you then find your passion into writing and being an author? How did you stumble upon that gift? Because it's a great gift.
Ooh, okay. All right. So there's two questions now because you asked how I got my healing, right?
Okay.
And stumbling on the gift as well, right? Okay, I didn't stumble upon the gift. I think because earlier on we spoke and we said that God is always there, right? And I learned that God always brings certain people within certain periods in your life that will be your destiny helpers, right? And I met I met Dr. Petler, Dr. Bessie Petler. I call her Dr. B. I think this was in 2017, 2016 or 2017.
Okay.
Right? And she was launching her book, her first book, Heaven on Earth. I was at the launch and I saw this woman and I was like, oh my God. And
She's
I remember-
amazing.
She is absolutely amazing. And I remember after her launch, I bought the book. I bought her book. And then I went to her to, you know, just to autograph it for me. And I said to her, I know you don't know me and I don't know what it is I'm supposed to get from you or vice versa, but I need to talk to you.
And I'm here now.
I'm here. And I was like, I don't know. I don't have anything to offer you, but I know that I'm supposed to get something from you.
Yo.
Like, honestly, I don't know how. And I'm a shy person.
Right. Reserved.
Right? I'm reserved, right? But for that, I was like, I cannot let this woman go without me getting what I need to get from her.
Touch the hem of her
It's like,
garment.
yes, I was going to say that. Like, I will
Touch
not
the
let
hem of
Jesus
her
go
garment.
until he
Until
heals me.
he- yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I felt.
Could
with
she
her.
be a living Messiah?
Ooh. Like, ooh. Right? But
Right, because God
for
uses people.
But yes.
God uses
No,
people.
that's true. That's what I'm saying. God will place certain people in your circle for a
Right.
purpose. And I believe that God placed her in my circle for a purpose.
So what happened after you introduced yourself to her?
After I introduced myself to her, and then she said, okay, let's meet up for lunch.
Just like that.
Just like that. We met up for lunch. And thereafter, she had these monthly events. Like she's all about like well-being and holistically living.
Yes.
Right? And she had these events and in no time, I was part of the events. I was an MC in her events.
Wow.
And I was, I was literally there all the time. And that's where my public speaking started.
Okay.
Because then I would start and I would, introduce her, and I would travel with her when she went for, speaking engagements. Wow. And I would go with her and I would introduce her to, the audience or wherever she is, and till today. And she is actually the person who came up with this book.
She's the brains behind this
She's
book.
the brains.
She collaborated all the authors?
All the authors.
Congratulations to her.
All the authors. So she's the one, and I don't know how it came about, but she knew who needed to be part of this.
So you were already writing at the time, or you got into writing because of her?
I got into writing because of her. And when she approached me, actually, at first I was like, doc. I'm like, me?
Yes.
Like, what do you want me to say? I don't know what I'm going to say.
Yes.
But for some, and the Spirit led her to the people, like she knew. I don't even think she knew that these were the right people. But honestly speaking, at the end of it all, it was just a brilliant project.
Wow.
And everything was so seamless. It was so smooth. We had never met I had never met most of the co-authors.
Yeah, the co-authors.
We did everything via WhatsApp.
Wow.
Like electronically. Wow. Right? But everything was just spot on.
Yeah.
When we had to submit our drafts and we had to decide on a name, we had to decide on everything was just so spot on.
Wow.
So it's as if she was also led, to say that, this person.
Get you guys together.
Yeah. So, and that's how I got to actually, because I was not an author prior to this.
You were also meant to write so that you could also go through the healing process. Because when you write something, because your words are power.
Yeah.
You wrote it, you release it, and you also release. That's why I have many journals. You release things in journals, whether your manifestations or your things that you don't like about yourself. You write, you release into the universe. So you needed to go through the process so that you could get.
Yes.
I'm also curious, how hard was it writing your story? Was there any triggers that came up while you were writing your story in the book?
Definitely. There were a lot of triggers. And I remember the first time that she actually asked, right? I was like, no, I cannot do this. Because I didn't know how I would literally, because that means you have to relive everything.
Everything.
Right? For the fact that I had to even decide that, this is what I'm going to write about. Then it means that once I've decided, it means I need to relive it because I need to now go back.
Right.
Because it has to be factual.
Right.
And am I ready?
And you feel it like it just happened again, now.
It happened now.
Yes.
Right? So am I ready for that? Mm-hmm. Am I, mentally, am I prepared for that?
Yeah, because you've gone through the process of healing.
Yes, I've gone through the
trying
process.
to heal through it.
Yeah.
Oy.
But I remember someone once mentioned that triggers are actually good because triggers actually help you identify what you still need to address.
Subconsciously. No?
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're triggered, it means that you actually still need to deal with that. You haven't dealt with it.
Right. Got you.
So for me, it was also an opportunity to actually gauge how far have I gone through the process. Am I healed as I say I am? Because now I'm like, I've gone through the healing process. I used to be this and that and that.
It's a process, though. It's never ending healing.
No.
It never ends.
It's not a linear process.
No.
Literally, it's got ups and downs.
It's up today, you're up tomorrow. That's why you have to find a partner that also is understanding of you and your journey.
And what you're going through. And that's another thing that actually, that limits us. Because we're scared to talk about it, and you're thinking, oh gosh, if I tell somebody that I was diagnosed with this, then,
I'm the only
then
one.
they're gonna run away.
Yeah.
And I'm the only one this ever happened to, that isolation.
Exactly. So, and that's why, the isolation is so big. In depression. And that's why a lot of people, and that's why certain people get to a point where they're successful in their suicide because of the isolation. And you tell yourself that nobody will ever understand. Nobody will understand.
No
what
one's
I'm
gone
going
through this before.
Exactly. I'm the only one.
And you're not, you
Yeah.
know?
No,
You're
but you
really
tell yourself,
not.
good, no one has gone through and nobody was going to understand.
Yeah.
And when you're in your own space, when you're in your little corner for long enough, you
You believe
convince
it.
yourself
Yes.
that this is the only way possible.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, it is an illness. I think people don't understand that it's an illness. You don't ask to, to go through that. You don't ask to believe that.
Yeah.
So
Like-
having gone through like everything you've gone through, I think Nontle mentioned that within our black community, most of our uncles are alcoholics. They do suffer from mental health. Just they're not able to verbalize it.
Yeah.
How common do you think like mental illness is among communities, and how much is it prevalent today?
Oh my
in our
goodness.
communities.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It is everywhere. And it's part of the reason why I agreed to tell my story.
Right. And be vulnerable.
And be vulnerable, exactly, right? Because I've come to realize that a lot of people suffer from depression.
right.
But the environment does not allow them
To voice it out.
to voice it out and to get healing. And,
And they don't
deal
even
with
know
it.
how to deal
They
with it.
don't even know. And I think only recently, because now we're more outspoken and more vocal about mental health, where they can even pinpoint or to put a finger and say, actually, like what you were saying, you self-diagnosed,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Only because people are now vocal about it. So now you're like, oh my gosh, this is actually how I feel. This is actually what I went through. So only now they actually get to put a name to it.
And it affects your career. It affects your relationships. If you're married, it affects you as a parent. If you've got children, it's so important to do an introspection and to really, really understand what it is that you have to face.
Oh, yes.
And be a mirror. Just
yes.
really look in the mirror and just be like, what is it about me that is making me feel a certain way?
Oh,
and
yes.
not be
Oh,
ashamed
yes.
of it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And it affected me because I got married when I was 24.
Oh, so you have a husband?
No, ex-husband.
Ex-husband. Okay,
Ex-husband
that's
now.
fine.
I got married at the age of 24 and I had two amazing girls. Now 14 and 11, like what I was
Okay.
saying. So yeah, now 14 and 11. And I stayed in an abusive marriage, not physically,
Oh.
no, emotionally, verbally,
Okay. Okay.
and financially. But I did not realize that it's because of my own brokenness.
Right.
I allowed it.
You allowed it. Because you mirrored it.
Yeah.
Because that's how you were.
Yes.
So you
I
reflect.
allowed it. Yes, because I was suffering from abandonment.
And low self-esteem.
I was suffering from neglect. Right? My husband would literally just leave, and he had no problem in saying that if my friends need me, right?
Like he'd go for his friends more.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even it's like honestly, I wouldn't even get to a point where I would never call him.
Yeah.
He would leave maybe until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd never call.
Oh my goodness.
Only once in my marriage, I was married for about 8 years. Only once I ever called, and that's because both of the girls were ill. That's the only time, and I was alone. But I allowed it, and it's only when we went for pre-marriage, well, not pre, when we went for marriage counseling.
Right.
We went to one of the counselors, and he was like, he looked at us, and he's like, I don't understand how you're still here after all these years. You're the one who needs help.
Who, you or him?
The counselor told me that I'm the one who needs help.
For staying.
For staying. And
Was he a
any
narcissist?
normal person would have left a long time ago, right? Any normal person would have noticed that this is not healthy. But I stayed because of whatever issues that I had and I had to deal
You
with.
only attract what you are.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's one thing I learned in this world.
Yeah.
Sure. Now, on a lighter note,
Yes.
that was heavy. The book is bestseller, right?
Yes, national
Yes.
bestseller.
National bestseller. So,
It reached the national bestseller even before it was officially
Before.
launched, by the way.
so how did you feel when you got the news?
Oh
When
my gosh.
Yeah.
I still can't believe it till
Yeah.
today, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. I still can't believe that I'm part of a book that is a national bestseller even before
And
it's
it's still
official
doing
launch.
numbers. It's still doing amazing.
Still doing the
Amazing.
numbers.
Oh, yes.
So, are we expecting more books coming from you, Nkateko?
Definitely.
More writing?
Oh, definitely. Oh, there is only it was just the door literally being opened from that chapter. So, yeah.
I'm happy to have had you on the show and giving us your story. And
Thank you for having me.
I mean, can we just give her a round of applause?
Woo!
guys?
Thank you
yo,
for having me.
It's gonna save lives.
this book is gonna save lives because they cover every topic that every teenager, every adult is going through, every single person, every gender.
Definitely.
We want to thank you and we look forward to other books that you're going to be writing. And I know you're inspired. And we would like to wish you a journey of continued wellness with our longevity wellness supplements.
Thank you.
I gift you this for your time.
Oh,
And I just really want your journey to just, be as long as possible. I want you to have that staying power. So just take care of your mind, your body, your spirit, your health. And we are here to assist you with longevity wellness. Thank you.
I love what you're doing. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Another round of
you.
applause, guys. I hope you guys at home enjoyed this episode. Do like, subscribe, tell a friend. Let us know your thoughts, and I'll see you again right here on Nkateko Talks Longevity. God bless.